Hello everyone, I am Dr. Akhilen and our today's topic is Down syndrome. First of all, we have to go through a little bit about genetics so we can understand Down syndrome little bit better. Every one of you knows that in human if there are n number of chromosomes, then it is called haploid, and when the number of chromosome is 2n, it is called diploid. Normal human diploid cell has 46 chromosomes, which means 23 pairs of chromosome. So when we call aneuploidy, abnormal cells that do not contain a multiple of haploid number of chromosomes are termed as aneuploid cells. Aneuploid can be further divided into monosomies, in which there is a deficiency of one single chromosome. So total chromosome number will be 45, and in trisomies there will be an additional chromosome. So total chromosome number will be 47. Downs. Now we go through little bit about translocation. So translocation is transfer of genetic material from one chromosome to another. It can be of two types: reciprocal translocation, which is also known as balanced translocation, and Robertsonian translocation. In With help of this diagram, we can better understand. This one is balanced translocation or reciprocal translocation. In this, part of chromosome uh, breaks from one chromosome and it translocated to the another, and same happen with the another chromosome. So there will be a balanced translocation. But in Robertsonian translocation, few things to grasp is that it involves two acrocentric chromosomes. So there are chromosome 13, 14, 15 and 21 and 22, which are acrocentric chromosomes. In this, they fuse near the centromeric region with a subsequent loss of the short arm. So in this diagram we can see genetic material from this chromosome and this chromosome fused together. So short arm will be lost from both of these chromosomes. Here in chromosome 13 and 14, short arm is lost and these two arms combined with each other and make one another chromosome. So finally we can find three chromosomes in Robertsonian translocation. So next, what is Down syndrome? Down syndrome is trisomy 21. Okay, here we can find three chromosomes in 21st. This is most common genetic etiology of moderate intellectual disability, and the incidence of Down syndrome in live birth is approximately 1 per 733 live birth. Okay, here is a diagram of picture of female affected with Down syndrome. Okay, now this one is karyotype, where we can clearly see there are three chromosomes at 21. So extra chromosome in 21st pair of chromosomes. Now causes: simple trisomy 21 can be seen in 95% of cases. Mosaic is seen in 1%, where genetic material of some cells have um, 47 chromosomes consisting of trisomy 21, while others are normal 40 have 2n number of chromosomes. Now translocation is seen in 4% of cases, and partial trisomy, in this only a part of the long arm of chromosome 21 is triplicate. So there we can find three long arms. Isochromosome and ring chromosome can also cause trisomy 21 or Down syndrome. Now clinical features: mongoloid facies, flat round face, a small head, brachycephaly with flat occiput, and mongoloid slant. So in this picture we can see this is a normal child, and this one has brachycephaly. In brachycephaly what happens, this coronal suture is fused, so head will become broad and occiput will be flattened. Okay, now we go to this picture. Here we can see mongoloid slant and down facies. In this, lateral canthus is higher than the medial canthus. This is mongoloid slant. Okay, in other features are a small nose with depressed nasal bridge. Here we can see, compare this picture and this picture. Here we can see nasal bridge is upward, and in this it is flattened. Now inner apicanthal fold, this is inner apicanthal fold. Other feature which can be seen this eye are these little speculated patches in iris. These are brush field spots. Okay, now this is mongoloid slant. In this, oblique palpebral fissure. Okay, here outer canthus is upward and medial canthus is down from that lateral canthus. Now these, here we can also visualize brush field spots. These are the brush field spots. Now we can also find cataract, and another feature is neck is short and broad. In this picture we can see neck is short. Okay, what is short neck? When we measure distance from outer occipital protuberance here to C7th of cervical vertebrae, generally this distance is more than 13 times of complete body height. If it is less than 13, then it is called short neck. Now other feature which is typical for Down syndrome is simian crease, where single palmar crease can be visualized. These are simian crease, and this one is also picture of a simian crease. Another feature which can be seen but not that prominently in Down syndrome is clinodactyly, in which fifth finger is short and incurvated. It can also be seen in Edwards syndrome. Okay. Now short stature are also there in Down syndrome. Hands are short, shortness of extremities, skin and subcutaneous tissue is loose. Okay. In the feet we can see sandal gap and short. Feet are short, broad and thick, and there is also space between first and second toes. This is known as sandal gap or saddle gap. Now what gastrointestinal anomalies are seen in the Down syndrome? These are duodenal atresia, annular pancreas, tracheoesophageal fistula, Hirschsprung disease, imperforated anus, and neonatal cholestasis. So if we see a child with Down syndrome, which means when a newborn is born with typical Down facies, then we have to search and rule out these anomalies. In central nervous system, there is generalized hypotonia, there will be developmental delay, and in newborn period we can see poor mororeflex. So hypotonia and poor mororeflex are generally seen in newborns. Then what are the craniofacial anomalies? We have already seen brachycephaly with flat occiput, flat face we can see in this picture. You see This is depressed nasal bridge, and facies look flat from the side. Okay, flat facies can be seen. Upward slanted palpebral fissures are there, which is known as mongoloid slant. Apicanthal folds, speckled irises, which means brush field spots. Three fontanelles can be found in newborns. Generally, posterior fontanelle is open in newborn. Delay fontanelle closure is there. Frontal sinus and mixed facial hypoplasia is there. There can be mild microcephaly, short and short hard palate. Hard palate is short. A small nose and flat nasal bridge, and protruding tongue and open mouth. These are protruding tongue and open mouth are also seen as hypothyroidism, and small dysplastic ears. What cardiovascular anomalies we can see in Down syndrome are endocardial cushion defect, which is most common. This leads to both atrioventricular canal defect or atrioventricular defect. Anothers are ventricular septal defect, atrial septal defects, PDA, which is patent ductus arteriosus, aberrant subclavian artery, and pulmonary hypertension are also seen in Down syndrome. What musculoskeletal features are joint hyperflexibility, short neck, redundant skin, short metacarpal and phalanges, short fifth digit with clinodactyly, single transverse palmar crease, okay, wide gap between first and second toes, pelvic dysplasia, short sternum, two sternal manubrium ossification centers. Okay. Cutaneous, this is cutis marmorata, which can be seen in newborn period. It is also due to hypothyroidism, hypothermia, and also seen in a child with shock. So these features are seen with Down syndrome. These are the additional features of Down syndrome which can develop later in the life. In Down syndrome patient can also develop neuropsychiatric disorders like Alzheimer's and autistic spectrum disorders. These are the list of sensory anomalies which can develop with time. Children with Down syndrome are particularly prone to develop otitis media. Okay, in musculoskeletal, one thing which is important, it is atlantoaxial instability. When patient with child Down syndrome is 3 years old, then we have to perform a lateral x-ray of cervical spine to rule out this atlantoaxial instability. Then hip dysplasia can be there. Okay. In endocrine disorders, these patients are particularly prone for hypothyroidism, which can be either of congenital or acquired in nature. Diabetes mellitus, infertility, obesity, and also hyperthyroidism is possibility, but it is in later in the life. Hematological problems which can develop, important is acute lymphoblastic leukemia. So in a child with Down syndrome, we have to screen by using complete blood count to rule out leukemias. Okay. In gastrointestinal, celiac disease, delayed tooth eruption are seen. Okay. Now what are the tools for prenatal diagnosis? So we can use certain maternal serum markers in pregnancy, okay, which can tell that if fetus is having Down syndrome or not. So what can we use? We can use triple test in which unconjugated estriol and maternal serum alpha fetoprotein, these two serum markers are decreased, and beta human chorionic gonadotropin is increased. Okay. If we perform serum test, serum level of inhibin A, then it will make a quadruple test. when we combine these three tests with inhibin A level, if it is increased, then these are suggestive of that fetus is having Down syndrome. Another screening which we can do in prenatal life is by using ultrasonographic examination. In this, we can find absent nasal bone and increased nuchal thickness. When this nuchal thickness is more than 3 mm, then it is suggesting of Down syndrome. Now, risk with maternal age. As we all know that Down syndrome is due to non-disjunction of chromosome. So this risk of non-disjunction is increased with increasing maternal age. Most of the time, the non-disjunction is in maternal pair of chromosome. So this is how risk from Down syndrome from 1 to 1500 per live birth to 1 to 50 is increased from ages 15 to more than 45 years. Now, if a child is having Down syndrome, then what is the risk of recurrence in another pregnancy? If women is less than 35 years of old and her one child is affected with Down syndrome, then risk is only 1%. But if translocation is inherited from mother, the risk increases to 10%, and if translocation is inherited from father, then the risk is only 4 to 5%. But if there is balanced translocation, which means reciprocal translocation, which causes Down syndrome, then there is 100% risk of recurrence in next pregnancy. Now, management. Most important thing is in managing child with Down syndrome is counseling of their parents. We have to tell them immediately as soon as we diagnose that child is having Down syndrome about the prognosis of the child and how will he do both mentally and physically in his life, because these child will survive and they are important part of our society, and we have to counsel the parents that they do not compare this particular child with other children, because there are we can see developmental delay in children with Down syndrome, but they usually achieve milestones, motor milestones, but the achievement of milestones is generally delayed than the normal population. So we have to tell parents that this child will achieve all the milestones of particularly motor development, but it will take time. So we tell that if your child start standing and walking at the age of 2 to 3 years, then it is normal for this child. Okay. Now, another important part is we have to screen and diagnose other associated anomalies with Down syndrome early in the life. So at the time of birth, okay, we have to do newborn screening for hypothyroidism and start thyroid replacement as soon as possible, or as soon as we diagnose patient with hypothyroidism. Then we have to look for congenital anomalies like duodenal atresia, Hirschsprung disease, and if there is hepatic anomaly, and treat them with the help of pediatric surgeon as soon as possible. And also we have to screen this child for congenital heart defects, and if these defects are correctable using surgery, then we have to refer that child or arrange surgical correction for this particular child. Also, in children with Down syndrome, they have recurrent respiratory illnesses because there is generalized hypotonia, and child with Down syndrome have microaspirations which leads to pneumonia. So we have to counsel the parent that there will be recurrent pneumonia, there will be cardiac anomalies and difficulty in achieving developmental milestones, and treat them as required when the problem arrives. Another important thing is that We have to screen for leukemia, so CBC is required every 1 to 3 years, and we have to look for the peripheral smear, and if patient develops leukemia, especially ALL, then we have to treat that according to the protocols, their treatment. Okay, so this sums up our Down syndrome. Thank you.